Greetings. This is another podcast on behalf of Legion of Lilith YouTube channel. Quick disclaimer: myself, Rain, or Juicy cannot be held responsible for any information that is misinterpreted on the part of the audience. It is the audience's responsibility to know what you are consuming. That being said, Belial, we ask that you assign one of your inferiors to bear witness to this operation, that any words spoken about the infernal royalty is done so in earnest. And we ask that you punish any untruth spoken about yourself or any prince of the hierarchy. That being said, we have a very special episode. It's not, we're going to do something different. This channel is usually about magic, but we are going to concentrate on our guest, Juicy Lou. Juicy, how are you this evening?
I am doing okay during the circumstances. I'm okay.
And we also have my dear friend and coven mate, Rain Ahava. Rain, how are you feeling? Rain, are you there?
I am doing good and looking forward to see how this unfolds.
Cool. So our guest says that Belial has trespassed and abused her sovereignty. We are here to determine the source and extent of her malady, and if possible, to provide a plan to heal her. So, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on with you and King Belial?
Uh, okay, this is a long story. Do you want me to take it from the beginning?
Yeah, how did you first come into contact with Belial? Like, yeah.
Yeah. The first, how I first, I had a chaotic awakening. I am a life path number 9, life path of the shaman. I have Pluto and Saturn on my ascendant in Libra Scorpio. So in my tropical chart, Saturn is in Scorpio, conjunct Pluto in Libra. And my first house is more Scorpio than Libra in the tropical chart. And then in my sidereal chart, I have Ketu and Jupiter in Scorpio. So all my past life karma in the Vedic chart is Jupiterian. Do you know astrology?
A bit, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, my life path has been very difficult. With Pluto right on my ascendant, with Saturn there, exalted in Libra. In the tropical chart, they are both in Libra, conjunct, and Saturn exalts there. So I'm very Saturnian, and Plutonian. So my life has been very, very difficult. And you know how Scorpio goes through many difficult life crises and transformation, death-like transformations.
Sure.
And it culminated with the last life crisis I had in well, it lasted for like 7 years. Really, really tough. And it was disease upon disease and divorce and difficult life situations. I mean, it was pain upon pain upon pain, and I got into a severe opiate addiction, and and I finally got into the buprenorphine program. Uh, but uh, when I was searching in there, I had used drugs to I hadn't any papers to prove my addiction, and the to get into the program, it's so hard here in Sweden. You have to have like overdoses in your papers. You have to have have it proven through the social workers and through doctors and blah blah blah. So the first time I asked for help, they pretty much said, "Sorry, we can't help you. You have no overdoses in your papers, and no criminal records, no nothing." So I couldn't get in. So I had to spend a year just to prove my addiction to them. So what they got me feeling was I kind of have to die first to try to get help from you.
So, so Dr. David Cummins, from Scarlet Imprint, he's a popular occult author. He says that when we emanate sadness and melancholy, that is like a magnetic attractor for Belius or Belial.
Yeah, and Scorpio, I have so much Scorpionic energy with Pluto on my ascendant that and Scorpio is just pure melancholy. So of course,
Also, Belial rules over opiate addiction and people specifically addicted to opiates. He also rules over people that have died from opiate
yeah, I
overdoses.
know he has told me this. When did he tell you this?
I've known this for a few years now. Yeah, I'm quite intimate with Belial.
Yeah, uh, I'm passing into my 4th year with him. I have papers here, my first notes from my possession when I started, because after I got into the fucking program, my awakening, my chaotic awakening started when I had to pretty much fuck up my life to get shitty papers through the social workers. I had to lose all my children. I had to fuck up my life to get fucked up papers so I could prove my addiction to get into the buprenorphine program to get help. And that
So just to get Suboxone, you had to jump through all those hoops just to get Suboxone.
yes, just to get help, I had to lose everything.
You said
I
it
had
was a buprenorphine program.
yeah to
That's
get
like
in
Suboxone or something.
buprenorphine. Yeah, the
Crazy.
substitute for heroin.
Did it
Program.
help you?
Yeah,
Have you overcome that part
but
of your life?
yeah. But the point is when I the it when I I had my chaotic awakening, and the unit, because my life got so painful. If you know the path of the shaman, life gets so painful that you implode and explode into Christ consciousness. Do you know the path of the shaman?
Yeah, there's many different paths of of shamanic initiation.
Yeah,
Um, it's a
yeah.
specific
But
type of
it,
priest or medicine man. But yeah, there's left-handed shaman, there's right-handed shaman, there's
yeah.
Tibetan shaman, there's all types of yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't even know. I just went through so much pain. I lost my children and everything during the year that I had to prove my addiction, because I had to fix the shit on the streets for a year to prove my addiction, to get in shitty papers to prove to them that I was addicted so I could get help.
So how does
And
Belial come into this?
yeah, yeah. So when it got so painful after I had gotten admitted into the psychiatric ward to try to get clean.
Good. You're
Yeah.
doing fine. You're doing fine.
Okay. So then I spent some time there, and after I tried to get clean there, and they offered no relief. So I just dropped so many pounds, and so I was so thin I mean, I had to get myself out of there and get back to the streets on the drugs to just be able to live. You know, you can't live without the opiates when you're so addicted. And then I was in so much pain. I had lost everything, and then I just awoke into this Christ consciousness, and the universe just started swooshing. You know, like the synchronicity just started, and spirit started talking to me. You know, it was like it blew my third eye open, and so I got very drawn to black magic and EA Quedding's channel. You know, EA Quedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I first found out about Belial, and I got drawn to him straight away. And the first deal with him was just a simple one. I I had lost my children and everything, and I just wanted to get my family back together. And my
So
husband,
that's when you started to be able to see and hear spirits, when you experience your awakening.
yeah, exactly, yeah, and I was immediately drawn to black magic, of course, because I have been more demonic all my life than angelic.
Well, there's more reasons that you were and nothing happens on accident. There's more reasons, but I'll get into that in a little bit. You can continue.
Yeah, but so the first I was all broken, and I just wanted to bring my family back together. I wanted my children to to have me and their father together. So I heard about Belial through EA Quedding, that he could manipulate people and
Yeah.
people's emotions, and my father's children. Uh, he was so aggressive. So I got Belial seal, and I put blood on it,
Mhm.
and I cried, and I asked him for help. Can you please help me? Can you please just lessen uh, um, the father of my children's aggressions, so we can live together? And he said, how do you mean? And I had to explain, like, I just want you to manipulate his emotions so we won't be so aggressive and abusive, so we can live together as a family. And he said yes, right away. I got in touch with him right away.
Mm.
And then I said, what do you want for it? And he said, an orgasm. And that was it. I gave the orgasm, and
What
by the way,
method? What method did you use, if you don't mind me asking? To You just got naked or whatever by yourself and laid on the bed and
yeah, I finished talk to him. He said he wanted an orgasm, and I asked him, okay, after we had finished the conversation,
Mhm.
I asked, do you want it right away? And he said yes. So I just went into the bathroom and finished the orgasm. And the next day I could
So
sense
he wanted your sexual fluid,
not just the orgasm.
yours, or he wanted you to give him an orgasm.
No, just he just wanted me to orgasm.
Okay, so he wanted your sexual fluid. That's what I wasn't sure about. Okay, sorry about
Yeah,
that. Go ahead.
That's a lot of
yeah.
Could have cooked it a little bit
Yeah,
slower, a
but
little bit
anyway,
more, and a little more smoke.
and the next day, or a couple of days after, the next time I met my baby father, my children's father, I could sense a change in him directly. So I felt that Belial had affected him straight away. So so that gave me the impression that Bilal was nice, and I kind of fell in love with him. I set up an auction for and with flowers, and I put this orchid flower in a vase,
Mhm.
and he kept it alive for like I mean an unnatural amount of time, and
So
I
when did the relationship turn sour? Like what happened to where the abuse started?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Then I I put up an altar for him, and
Mhm.
I think he was around. Me and my husband, we got back together, and the relationship was okay in the beginning, but I mean, there were more problems than just his aggression. He's a narcissist, but I learned that later. But anyway, I had an altar for Belial, and I bought a real flower, and I thought about him all the time. And then I started searching for someone to give me for a demon or a spirit or divine intervention, someone to help me get out of my opiate addiction, because I couldn't stand the enslavement of the opiates or the program, because I had to go to the program like every day
I understand.
to get the medication
So
to
you
stay
enlisted
healthy.
Belial to help you with your opiate addiction, and Belial didn't want to share you with your baby's father. Am I correct on all accounts?
No, 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 no. This is how it went. First, Archangel Michael showed up to try to help me, but it didn't succeed. It wasn't successful. And then Belial showed up on his own. I guess he was around. So he just showed up on his own one day when I had tried to drop some milligrams of the medication,
Hmm.
and I was getting sour and starting to get withdrawals.
Right.
He showed up and he filled me up with pain relief and warmth,
Huh.
because when you suffer opiate withdrawals, you get chills into your bones, and you sweat, and it's painful. And he relieved all of it, and he asked me, would this help you? And I said yes, of course. And
Fantastic.
and then he said, good, well, good. But then he disappeared. So then I mean, my astral senses wasn't clearly open. I was so sick. I suffer from many diseases. I've been on sick pension for many years. I was so fatigued. I suffer from chronic mental fatigue syndrome, from a viral meningitis that never healed. So
Mhm.
I basically couldn't live, and the opiates didn't make it easier. It just made me more tired. I had to try to get my life back. So I just thought, how the fuck am I going to get in touch with Belial now? How the fuck am I going to because he just disappeared. How am
So
I going?
he offered you relief, and then he left, and then you had all these compound issues stacking on top of each other, and you were going crazy from it. So right after he offered you relief, what you should have done was petitioned him to help you all the way through your withdrawal, to see you onto the other side of your withdrawal.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but I was so chaotically and fucked up by the drugs, by the
You weren't,
medication.
you weren't thinking straight, right?
Yeah, no, I couldn't think straight. So I was just in chaos and thinking, how am I going to get in touch with Belial? How am I going to make this pact with him? And all I had was EA co-editing and like I mean, the advices from the YouTube channels weren't good,
Right.
so I was in chaos. And but finally, Belial spoke to me through a channel, uh, and it was something like, uh, I'm not ready. I don't know how to get ready for this. And he spoke through this channel. I don't remember what channel it was, but he said, through this channel, I'm gonna get you ready. And so he started to approaching me, and then it started to get really chaotic, because I didn't know how to make a pact, how to give my, I mean, I knew I had to give my whole body up to him.
Well, all you had to do is just out loud speak his name, and he's there. And then you don't necessarily need a pact. You deliver your terms, and then you ask him what he wants. And then if that's reasonable for you, then you agree to help each other.
Yeah, I know, but my astral senses wasn't open. I couldn't hear him that clearly, and I thought I had to give myself up for full possession for him to relieve the withdrawal, because I didn't know how to do this. So I pretty much just asked him chaotically, how do I do this? How do I make a pact with you? And he started fucking around really hard, and he was then try to teach me how to make a pact, but he fucked me over. He had a he chose thought forms that I had thought,
Mhm.
questions that I had thought that he wanted to answer me against my will. He just chose to do this on his own. I mean, it was sheer pain, because one of the questions I had asked within my mind, a thought form I had, was, what happens if one breaks a pact? So he kept me in a double bind and forced me to break the pact by being two spirits at once. One telling me what to write and then erase things and change things. And after deciding upon things, have that other spirit erase things, telling me to erase things, break the pact. And
So he was giving, the one spirit was giving you information, and the other spirit was influencing you to go against the information that you had gotten.
yeah, and it was all Belial doing this, because he chose questions to answer, and one of the answers he had chosen to answer that I had asked was, what happens if one breaks a pact?
So he was fucking with you. He was just fucking with you.
Yeah,
saying.
just fucking with me. So he kept me in this double bind with this one spirit telling me what to write, while he himself was speaking, if I remember correctly, don't rewrite. And then the other spirit was telling me to rewrite it. And I have these the chaotic papers here. Like, look at this, how this looks like, the pact, and the one spirit was just telling me to erase and rewrite, and it was just pure sheer chaos. And I think Belial was angry because I didn't understand and knew how to make a pact. And
So I'm going to ask you possibly a painful question, but I'm trying to get to the bottom of why this is happening to you.
yeah,
So you had said that Belial advised you to kill your children, correct?
yeah, that's what, yeah. And I think because he wanted to, I think I think he fucked me so much because he made me break the pact all the time, and then
Okay.
I think that's why he fucked me over so much, because
By any chance, were your children a product of abuse? Were you maybe forced into having sex and then conceived? Or
no,
just by any chance? All right, I was just
no,
wondering because if that was the case, those children would be Belial's. And I'm trying to see
no.
why it would say these things to you. But I had another medium watch some of your videos and
Okay.
look into your past lives.
Yeah.
Apparently, you were a black magician multiple times in past lives, and you had fucked up some contracts in your past lives, uh,
Okay.
specifically with the Trident, either with Lucifer, Hecate, or Belial, or all three. So you have outstanding, from what she said, 3 outstanding contracts that were broken by you that carried over into this lifetime.
I don't know, because I have gotten that from my guides also, that I have been a black magician that has mistreated spirits, demons, and that I'm here to redeem. I mean, and I don't know if to if I to trust it or not. I don't know,
You should,
but I
but
mean,
this is
but
coming from multiple people. Let me ask you something else. Do you know the occult meaning of the symbol of the rose, the red rose?
the red rose, no,
Okay, let
no.
me tell you. So this started with the Rosicrucian Order, which is a magical lodge. So what they would do with their aspirants and initiates, they would give them secrets pertaining to spirits, and they would test the initiate to see if the initiate would not tell the secrets. And if the initiate passed and they did not, they kept the secrets of the gods, they were given a red rose, which is like a symbol of you're in, you passed.
Okay.
Uh, so, and if you did not hold the secrets of the gods, then that would be considered a broken contract with the lodge that you were aspiring to be a part of. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of why all these things are happening to you.
Yeah, I don't know either, because they as I understood it from my spirit guides, I might have been, one of these idiots in the goetic
Solomon,
fucking
and you were uh,
trying to enslave them.
you were binding the spirits with god names and like sigil
Like,
torture and whatnot. I
uh,
understand.
yeah, that's what my guides were telling me, that I
What
had been
that's
an evil magician trying to bind them and enslave them, and if they didn't do my will, then I did these hell bindings. What it
right.
Right. That's what my spirit guides have given to me, and I just told them, well, fuck it, if it was me or not. I'll take the karma. I can't fix the karma for the other ones if it wasn't me, because I don't know how to trust the what's coming to me. I don't know how to no, I can't see into how the fuck can one trust what they are saying. I'm not.
Oh, you have to use your intuition and your ask. Have you ever gotten to contact with your holy guardian angel or your higher self and had
I have merged with my higher self. I did all the works while Bilal was possessing me. I dismantled my ego totally and merged with my soul.
good. So you ask your higher self, is what my guides and what these other black magicians and spirit mediums telling me, is it true? And you use your intuition and the messages that you receive from your holy guardian angel or your higher self, and then you go off of that. You can mend these broken contracts. There's ways to fix what you've done in the past.
Yeah. And I have told Belial that if I have ever mistreated you, like my spirit guides said, because this came to me before I had merged with my soul. So I haven't asked my spirit guides after now when I'm in my higher self. I haven't asked, but I told Belial straight away that if I've hurt you in past lives, I am so sorry, and I am here to redeem. So, and if it wasn't me, I can redeem for them. I don't give a fuck.
This is
I'm not here to hurt you, Belial.
This is
But
heavy stuff. Lorraine, what do you think about all this? Are you still there, Rain?
Yes, I am.
About everything that's being said so far.
And I have a few things to say, actually.
Okay.
And I'm glad that I held my tongue and let this go on, because she spoke of contracts from past lives and pacts, but also spoke of, if I interpreted this correctly, while writing out a contract or a pact, erasing and rewriting and erasing and rewriting.
Yeah, there was two familiar
That's actually a good thing,
brother.
especially with Belial. Okay, that's a good, because writing out a pact is different from engaging a ritual to initiate the pact. Belial is very much a be careful what you wish for type of thing. So if you're writing stuff down and then erasing it and adjusting it and keep finding yourself doing it, that means that his influence is having a positive effect on you subconsciously, and that it's your higher self saying, no, don't say it that way. No, don't do it that way. And making you keep going back to the drawing board, adjusting it, making sure that whatever pact you are trying to write out is as fine-tuned and perfected as it possibly can be, so that you don't make the same mistake that you have made before.
okay.
Yeah, so
That's a good thing.
well, I wasn't necessarily fucking with you. I tend to go on the side of what Lorraine's talking about.
He wasn't fucking with you. He's making sure that you're careful about how you word this so you don't fuck yourself. Because he gives a shit.
Yeah.
Oh, he gives
The
a shit.
problem
And he
was
can be
just-
ugly. He can be brutal. He can
Yeah.
be harsh. Shit.
Yeah.
Not
the
always in the
problem-
most pleasant of ways.
No, because he hurts one physically. He really hurts. He has hurt me physically very much, and he did during the when he chose to show what happens if one breaks a pact, and that's he chose more of my thought forms to fuck with, but anyway, yeah, it's he can cause a lot of pain.
So what else were you going to say, Rain?
Well, he can cause a lot of pain. Yes, but he can facilitate you causing yourself a lot of pain and blame him. It's not me making actions or accusing you of anything, but I'll just get Bruce to speak about myself right now. I am a very severe alcoholic.
Okay.
I have a very severe alcohol addiction. If I go between 24 and 48 hours without at least sipping a few beers, I will get some shakes and whatnot. I will experience minor, fortunately, delirium tremens.
Okay.
And anytime I interface with him very hard or do a very stem, circumstances emerge in my life where I need more excuses to drink more. And there have been times in this struggle that I felt that Belial was fucking me up or
Okay.
fucking with me.
Yeah.
But in reality, I'm fucking with myself. And if I ask him to help me with something, he'll help me with it, but in the terms like he'll do like if I'm doing spell casting and whatnot, that's different. But like when it comes to personal growth and self development
Yeah.
and helping myself, he doesn't want me to just do a spell, I'll say some chants and expect him to get shit done. He'll want me to do something to pull my weight on mind. And he is with alcoholism. He has tested me with shoes. Like I asked him or to ask help with my shoes. Very soon after, something can happen that makes me absolutely want, and I'll interpret it as him half-assing it or not doing what I asked him. But he's doing what I asked him, but he's not doing it necessarily in the way that I wanted. So something will happen that tests my anger and make me absolutely explode. But the way that he helps is causing me to realize a pattern in behavior and a pattern in responses and what's actually wrong with me and what I need to address.
Yeah.
So he'll do what you ask for. He'll do what you, but he will not necessarily do it in the way that you want or make you take the easy way out of it.
No.
And
No.
if you're too preoccupied with taking the easy way out and just wanting an instant miracle to fix it,
No.
he'll give you a rude awakening.
Yeah.
He will absolutely give you a rude, harsh, ugly awakening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I'll give you an
He-
example.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this is I'm not gonna go on a tangent about this, but I'm transgender
Yeah.
and it has not made my life easier. It's not a choice. If I choose something else, I would. I was struggling with a shift that comes socially, who I am, and I was back to a wall. One night, I said guts and cried and screamed, saying, "This is too much. I need a miracle." And the very next, about 30 for me, lightning hits the ground. Almost got by fucking, and I'm just sitting on a bench, all freaked out by what just happened. Just saw them striking nearby me. I'm sure table with bench, and I can sense he's sitting right me with a shit-eating grin on it, kind of saying, "Be careful what you wish for. You asked for a miracle. You just narrowly avoided getting struck by lightning. There's your miracle." So basically, I was almost smited by the gods that day.
Okay. Okay. Well,
So when did this sexual assault
Continue.
go ahead. Yeah, when did this sexual assault begin, Juicy?
uh, Yeah, well, first of all, I gave myself up to him for full possession. So he started possessing me fully somewhere around late November 2018, and I recently asked this when I interviewed him on my channel. Why the fuck did you force possess me when I was willing to give my body up and all of me up to you so you could help me with my opiate withdrawal? And I just before this interview got the question answered from Belial, because I chose a question to answer for you that was what happens if you break the pact. So and now I lost my thread. Damn it. But anyway, so he forced possessed me, even though I was willing to give myself up to him completely, put myself in his hands, because I needed his help, and I needed
That's probably why
severe.
you did it.
I needed severe pain relief because the opioid withdrawal was so heavy that I couldn't manage it on my own. I couldn't stand it. So I gave myself up to him, and he fully possessed me. Yeah, and where was I? Yeah, and so he started fully possessing me around November 2018, and I don't know. He just and then he just because I didn't. I think he wanted to fuck around with me. He did the same thing with J.S. Garrett. I saw on his channel. He I think I asked too much of Belial. I don't know. When I feel like when you ask much of Belial, like it's a big operation, like he has to put in much effort to help you, he's gonna hurt you severely also. I don't know, but J.S. Garrett, when he asked for his he was also in a crisis, and the first thing Belial did was try to drown him in his bathtub. If you have seen the video,
Yeah,
yeah, and
we're
then
both
he,
we're both pretty
Actually,
good
you
friends.
gave him a heart attack.
Yeah,
He made his
We're both-
heart stop. That's
yeah,
actually
yeah,
what
I don't
happened.
know, but anyway, he was very harsh, and it started. The possession started with he forced possessed me, and it wasn't pleasant. And then he started to torment me. He chose the things that I was most afraid of. He felt he knew they read your thoughts. So he picked my worst fears, and
Oh yes.
he tried to force me to kill my children, and to the point that I just told him I will kill myself. I will never kill my children. Belial, I will never kill any of my family members, and at least not my children. I shall kill myself, and not until I had really determined to get the heroin, because I had the gear, the needles and stuff. Not until then he stopped, when he was sure I was going to kill myself. So he wanted me to live for some reason. And I couldn't understand, because he was so tormenting and so terrible. So I couldn't understand why he wanted me to live. I thought I got so confused, and I thought, I had already prepared to die and traumatize my children to kill myself, because the choice was kill my own children, or he was going to possess me, take over my body, and kill my children with me in the background watching, not being able to do anything about it. So I mean, the only option I had was to save my children, was to kill myself. And when I had finally decided to do it, kill myself, then he stopped.
Mm.
And I was like, I was in shock. Like, I had already grieved, I had already prepared, I had already decided, and I was like shocked, like that he wanted me to live. So he put me through
Okay,
this.
I have to speak on this.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, when it comes to communication and interface with deities, sometimes they will suggest an idea in your head, but not actually tell you to do it.
Yeah, he was fully
And
in my body.
spirit communication is a very tricky thing. For instance, there are many times Belial has caused me to see or think things. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, he was.
yeah, he does this. He's always around
But
outside my body now.
when they
But
are in your body, they can pull at your subconscious and they can pull up the strings at all your intrusive thought and every hypothetical conversation you could. Oh, me too. Oh, me too, girl. Me. Kind of
yeah.
parallel to the story of Abraham and Isaac, but a lot more nuanced and less fucked up though. So
Yeah,
Belial likes sacrifice,
yeah,
and he also likes variety. But when it comes to sacrifice, it's less about what he wants and what is more of an emotional sacrifice to you. But he is also Lord of the threshold and the one who will push your limits and make you really see where you stand and who you are. So
yeah,
he
yeah.
actually, if this transpired the way you said, quite a great service to you in terms of recognizing who you are as a mother that loves her kids.
Yeah, I'm a
Because
lion.
you realized that you weren't able to sacrifice that, but you were willing to sacrifice the most precious sacrifice of all for the sake of not hurting you care for. That's actually beautiful. He made you realize who you are. He pulled that mother instinct out of you and made you willing to literally die to keep your children alive. He wasn't fucking with you. He saved you. So anywho, continue.
But he made me realize how strong of a mother I was, and I swore I shall protect my children on the other side against you, Belial. No matter what, I shall fight you. You will never hurt my children. And but he goes at your most vulnerable, uh, one at your most vulnerable cores all the time. Like
Oh yeah.
that's how I experience him.
So Juicy, so when did you begin to realize that you had made enemies of the four empresses of sacred prostitution? Lilith, Rahab, Isheth, Agrat.
Are you asking me about Samael's four wives now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you had
yeah,
mentioned that
yeah.
you said they
Belial,
wanted to kill you or something.
yeah, okay, yeah. Now we're skipping forward quite a long time into the future here, but yeah, Belial, Belial and I fell in love during this chaotic. Because he treated me so badly and he with the children and all, but then when I dropped the opiates, completely just dropped them, Then
Mhm.
he stepped in, and he actually got to the working that that I understand he really wanted to get me out of the opiate addiction. That's the only thing that I know for a fact that he actually wanted to do. He agreed to other things that he didn't really want to do, that we had to, you know,
Right.
skip. But he really wanted me to get out of the opiate addiction. So he actually helped me with that. He as soon as I dropped them, as soon as he saw that I couldn't stand up anymore, I couldn't function, then he started to infuse me with power, and he made sure that I could get up in the morning, get my children to school, take care of my home. But then in the evenings, as soon as my children had gone to bed, and so on and so forth, I was in withdrawal. And I wanted my withdrawal too. I didn't want him to take away it all because I felt it was too unnatural. I I mean, at some point I said take away it all because it's so painful. But my morals couldn't stand it either because it felt too unnatural. So I had to go through. I think all of the withdrawal.
So without experiencing that pain, you're always going to go back to it. But if you experience the pain in its fullest degree, you know not to go back to it. That is
Yeah,
a safety mechanism to keep you from doing that again. But
yeah,
again, how did Samael and
yeah,
the four empresses get involved?
yeah. Belial, when we actually fell in love, and I tried to yeah, he wanted to be my husband, and I tried to be his wife,
Mhm.
but he's very love scared, and he's got his traumas, as I understand it. He couldn't handle me as a wife. He just acted like a narcissist, abused me, made me push him away, abused me, made me push him away, tried to save myself from him all the time. And then he just gave up, and
Did you ever consider that you're dealing with an imposter spirit? Did you ever ask yourself if that's the, or do you think that you're really getting the spirits that you're
yeah,
projecting, that you're talking to?
yeah, I have considered that. But Belial, no, but no. These are the real ones. Uh, EA co-wedding made the ritual to get Belial out of my body. Uh, I uploaded it on my Instagram the other day. The video when and he felt it was Belial. So I know it is with Belial. And
So Ian Coetting performed an exorcism for you.
yes, to get him out of my body. And
Do you think, because you did a channeling of Belial recently.
yeah, yes.
So back to so how did you make enemies with Lilith
Uh,
and Agrat and Isheth?
okay, so that's a long story because Belial he wouldn't stop abusing me, and he got jealous because Kim Paimon showed up through Belial. Kim Paimon came through,
Mhm.
and I got while Belial was in love with me, and we were trying to love each other in this chaotic, abusive relationship.
Mhm.
Kim Paimon showed up, and Belial saw that I got that um, I liked him,
Mhm.
and he got jealous. Belial got very jealous, and uh, and so I don't know. It's been so much, but anyway. And then Belial abused me really much at one point, and I screamed for spirits to please just help me stop Belial from abusing me. And King Paimon showed up and wanted to help me, but Belial forced him to to abuse me for Belial if I showed affection towards Paimon, and I couldn't help myself from showing affection towards Paimon. So they made this pact, started abusing me together, and that's when I screamed for Saturn, because they abused me so much, and that's when Saturn came down to try to help me, and he came with a task force and the Galactic Federation and Sirius and stuff. I explained this in my recent channeling of Saturn, but anyway, and then at some point, Belial, he took me down to Lilith, and I met her for the not for the first time. She had been around. She has been around since my awakening also, but then I got to meet her for real with Belial, and Belial had abused me severely before, right before he took me down to Lilith, to their place, and she was very threatening at the same time, pretty charming. So I mean, I both fancied her, liked her, and was afraid of her, and and then she just stuck around, and God, I can't remember really in which order these spirits showed up, but then
I was just trying to get to why, how did you trespass against Lilith, Agrat, Aishath, Zimmerman?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Saturn was in love with me, and we started to have this, and Lilith, she's been jealous of me all the time.
Okay.
She was jealous at me for she wants all my men to take all my men, own all men, and he's just so jealous of me. I don't know why, and and uh and so Saturn wanted to have her as a wife at the same time as he took me as a wife, and then this struggle between me and Lilith started. Lilith just wanted him all to herself.
So it's
And
like a love triangle. That
yeah,
answers my question. Okay.
yeah, and then she spoke about Samael, and she said, like, you're never going to be able to resist him, and blah blah blah. And I thought, well, I think I will be able to resist Samael, because the first spirit Belial introduced to me was Samael, and Samael scared me very much, because he reminded me very much of Belial, and they were not pleasantly. He somehow showed up in this like brutal form, and they started, messing around, kicking around ahead in the astral, and they got me scared. So I said to Belial, I don't want anything to do with Samael. I want to stay away from him. But then when Samael showed up, he kind of became my favorite of all of them.
Hmm.
And we fell in love, and this irritated Lilith very much, and so this became another love triangle story,
Wow.
where Lilith didn't want to share Samael with me, and she brought Synonym into this to fight against me on her side,
Mhm.
and Agrat has been she has been kind of in the background, not so abusive, but still on Lilith and Synonym's side. And Synonym hasn't been so abusive and active, but Lilith is really harsh against me, and has been really harsh against me. And
Now I understand. So these interviews are generally about an hour. It feels like we've been only talking for a few minutes. But so Are you adverse to? I want to hear Belial's side of all of this. Are you adverse to possibly channeling him? I will conjure him. All you have to do is sit back and relax and let him speak through you. Are you willing to do that a little bit,
Yeah,
or no?
yeah. Do you want to speak? Do you want to channel him?
Well, I want to speak to Belial, so I'm going to conjure him and through you. So you would just sit back, relax, and just let the spirit come through. If he feels like if you're not getting anything, to say I'm not getting anything, and then
He's already here in his imp version. I can already see him in his imp version. He's always.
okay. So sit back, relax.
But I have to go to the toilet. Can I just run to
Okay,
the
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just wait, hold on.
Go ahead. Lorraine, you still there? Lorraine.
Yes, I am.
So I'm gonna conjure Belial. I want to see if she can channel him, and I just want to try to get some answers out of all of this. I mean, there's a lot to unpack, and there's a lot of the story that I'm sure that we didn't get to just because we only have an hour. I just wanted to ask her the major questions that I felt.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a few things I want to actually say about.
Okay, please do.
There's a few things I want to say about the whole situation with Lilith and whatnot. Is that Lilith does not function all that dissimilarly to Belial, but she goes about it quite differently. And another thing I need to point out about Lilith is that her most popular sigil is derived from the planetary
Saturn.
symbol of Saturn.
Yes.
And I'm not going to name any names here, but I know of one person who associates Ishef Zenum
with
with
Sitariel.
Cetariel in place of Lucifuge. And if you break down Lilith's Hebrew name, the last letter of her name corresponds to the pathway between Golochov and Cetariel.
Right.
And the other thing is that it's not necessarily a love triangle like Lilith getting jealous or cutting you off from Samael because
Yeah,
you
he's
want to
got a
be
lot of
close to
wives.
Lilith and Belial. You have to understand. Let me give you an example. My altar is heavily based on Kabbalah, with like a left is severity and right is mercy. Lilith takes the side of mercy, but Belial takes the side of severity on my altar, and those are two of my very, very primary deities that I am very, very close and intimate to. So if
Yeah.
there seems to be a conflict between, it's not that, okay, think of Lilith as mercy and Belial as severity. It's because you are two betroven with that side of severity, which is Belial, and still haven't gotten to the point that you know where to stand with how you are with him. You can love him, you can adore him, you can shower him with offerings, etc., but personal growth and self-development is a part of it. So it seems to me more likely that Lilith and Belial are actually collaborating and talking to each other about you.
Yeah, they are.
And really trying to pick apart the nature of the situation that you're in and how you relate to them.
Yeah, because
sometimes
when Lilith,
sometimes we can misinterpret the situation with the spirits heavily. But go ahead, what were you going to say?
Oh, yes.
So let's try this. So
Okay.
just relax, and I'm going to utter some conjurations to try to cement Belial's consciousness connected to yours heavily so we can bring him through the strongest.
Okay.
Ipsis. Havahayod. Havahayod. Belial Bohu. Belial Bohu. Kevashar Adonai. Belial, come. Baalzebuth, come. He who is Beliar, come. He who is the Lord of the earth, come. Belial, we ask that you join this operation and speak through Juicy. Belial, he who is the Lord of flame, come. Belial, he who is the first to fall, first to fight, come. Okay, I feel that he's here.
In what, because he's here in his imp, and he's going like this in his imp version. Like, you don't have to do that. All that conjuring, because I'm already here. He's here in his imp. And the first thing he says that she does not accept me as the Lord of Earth.
So,
This goddess, this is what it says from his imp version. This
okay.
goddess does not accept me as the Lord of Earth. She does not accept me as a Lord. She does not worship me like you do. She gives me ego injuries all the time. She just sees my flaws and what needs to be transformed in me because she's a Scorpio, and I can't stand it.
Okay, Belial, have you taken on Juicy as a disciple? And
No,
no.
no, I get. No, she won't accept me. I have abused her too much.
Lilith has a question.
I have abused her too much, she says. I can't get over the abuse I have. I have tormented her too much. She can't respect me.
So we also have Lilith. Lilith, speak.
Yeah,
Speaking through
I
Rain.
see her. Okay, yeah. What she's saying through. Okay, what's she saying? I'm listening. Isn't she going to speak through?
Yeah, just give her a second.
And why haven't you accepted him? Why haven't you accepted him? Why do you think you can't accept him?
Because of
Why
all
do you
these.
think you've abused me too much, as if I could ever be more abused than I ever have? As if I know any limits.
Is that Lilith not knowing any limits?
That's
You're
Lilith.
damn right I am, girl.
Yeah, that's Lilith speaking now.
Yeah, I know Lilith is boundaryless, and I have a very hard time accepting their boundarylessness and their narcissism and their abusiveness. I have been a narcissist myself. I grew up with narcissists. My parents are alcoholics. One is my mother a fragile narcissist. My father is a rigid narcissist. And myself became, of course, codependent and a narcissist. You can't live with these
But are
beings.
you a narcissist, or were you gaslit into thinking you are?
No. I was totally destroyed.
But are you a narcissist, or have you been gaslit into thinking you are? Could be no more.
No, that was in my ego, in my program. I worked all that away while Belial was possessing me.
Interesting.
So there's a matter of a broken oath in the land of Kem. Apparently, you were in Egypt at one time in a past life, and an oath was broken.
I don't know if an oath was broken. I just know that I came with the Egyptian pantheon because every time the winter started in October, my arthritis started.
So
And
apparently, you were supposed to be a sacrifice, and you gave yourself willingly your life as a sacrifice to the gods, and then you reneged and you kind of chickened out, which
I was I
that's
was
what I'm
supposed
getting.
I was supposed to reach moksha, get out of the karmic cycle. That's what God pushed me to, get out of the karmic cycle.
So this is
That's what I
all
got
makes-
every winter. You are punished because you are doing something wrong. And it was my ego. You know, this psycho spiritual ball in the heart, the ego, the neural wiring. That was my narcissism, codependent slash narcissism. That I had to get out of the karmic cycle to ever heal. And that's what I
wow.
did when Belial was possessing me.
Oh, this has all been incredibly fascinating. So possibly we can try to get you back for a part two because I feel like there's a lot that hasn't been said.
Yeah.
Hail Lilith, hail Belial, thank both of you, tremendously exalted, wonderful, beautiful spirit, for joining us on this night. Thank you, Belial. Thank you, Lilith. Juicy, thank you kindly for coming on. Where can the people reach you?
Uh, Thank you, myself, uh, right back at you. The people can reach me at Juicy Lou, my alias, Juicy Lou,
Okay, is
at
that on Facebook or where can they reach you at?
Instagram Juicy Lou, YouTube Juicy Lou, and Juicy Chaos also on Facebook, and on Instagram Juicy Chaos also.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. When I first started, saw your channel and the things that you were saying, I was going to do work against you and bind you. And it was Belial that said not to do that, to interview you. So I'm glad that I listened to what Belial said. And also, Lilith, in a roundabout way, invited you on to be interviewed as well, because this is her channel. This channel
Yeah,
is.
yeah, I know, I know, I know. I love them. I love them. I tell them all the time, I love you, but they don't understand because the Scorpio energy, we I see so deep into people's souls. I see so deep into people's egos. I see exactly what behaviors needs to change, what's wrong, and everything. And most people just get their egos hurt. They don't understand that that's my way of showing love, to make their lives better. And but they have slowly understood it. They understand it, but
So I
it's still hard for them.
So my sincere advice to you would be to privately approach Belial, any Lilith, whoever you think that is mad at you, and see how you can rectify the situation with your past lives. See how if there's anything that you could do to void those past contracts, whether that be someone else taking on your pacts, because that's possible. You can have someone else take on the responsibility for your pacts, and that'll leave you free and clear. So just try to rectify those things, because the hardships that you've gone through now have tested you, and I feel that you're a stronger person for going through all those things, but things can get a lot worse, so you don't want to leave these contracts outstanding.
No, I am actually working through those past karmic contracts with the angelic channels. They are
'Cause the angels can't do anything when you have an outstanding contract with infernals. They cannot interfere. It's just
I know I have had such a hard time getting in touch with the angels. Not until recently, Archangel Michael showed up, really showed up, and
so
and Christ. I have had, and I have wondered why I mean, the gods came first. Saturn came first.
We're
Before I really got in touch with Archangel Michael. Jupiter came after Saturn. I was so surprised that Jupiter didn't come first because he's the demon fighter
right.
of all.
So we're going to ask, we're going to get some feedback from our audience. This has been a fantastic interview, and hopefully we can get you back for a part 2. My dear friend and coven mate, Rain Ahava, thank you for joining me as a co-host and helping me facilitate this awesome interview. Thank you kindly, Rain. Rain, can you tell the audience where they could reach you if you indeed need want to be reached? Rain, are you still there? I think we lost Rain, but
I'm
there.
Yes, I am. I'm most active on Facebook. I just recently started a new Instagram.
You're selling your artwork there too, right?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're selling your artwork there too, Rain, right?
I will be soon at some point this year. At some point this year, yes. Um, once the first run of prints are ready, I will post about it on Facebook and Instagram. Raina Hava is, of course, the profile to look for. And yeah,
Awesome. So yeah,
I'll
thanks
discuss
again.
and elaborate that more
So thanks
in a
again
later
for
video.
yeah. Well, of course, we'll have, you're welcome anytime. You are a Lilith devotee, and you know you are always welcome on this channel. So thanks again for an awesome interview, Juicy. Hail Samael, hail Belial, hail the 4 empresses, Aishat Zenonim, Agrat, Bat Malat, Lilith, and Nama. And infernal blessings, and have a great night. Stick around, Juicy. I'm just going to stop recording.
Okay.